Hey folks, how's it going? It's Brian Blessing here in Las Vegas. Glad to be with you at BangTheBook.com. It's a great time of year. Stanley Cup Finals. We've got the NBA in the home stretch. We'll have videos on those events for you as well. The World Cup's coming. Baseball's in full flight. Don't forget our friend Adam Burke twice a week. He's got you covered with the Baseball Betting Podcast. Phenomenal information. But there's so many cool things going on this weekend, and we're going off the board a little bit. In fact, we're going onto the track. One of my favorite events of the year, that's the Indy 500. I grew up with it. I tell you, I think the way they covered the Indy 500 in years past changed the way television is covered on sports. Even if you don't follow IndyCar racing all year long, there's just that allure that there is for the Indy 500, and there's actually opportunities to make some pretty good dough in this. And we're also going to do the Coca-Cola 600. For the motorheads out there, it's one of the greatest days, the Indy 500, then the Coca-Cola 600 right after that down at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ed Carpenter's on the pole for the third time, but this guy has the worst luck at Indianapolis. He hasn't finished in the top 10 in the last 10 years, and he's on board at 10-1, and he is the pole sitter. Simon Pagenaud, really good driver, and he qualified well in the middle of row 1, and he's on the board at 12-1. In fact, he's got a Penske car, and you know you got to look at Penske cars and Chip Ganassi cars. 4 Penske cars are in the top 9. Will Power is the best driver in the field yet to win the Indy 500, sitting on the outside of row 1 at 12-1. He's had some bad luck at Indy as well. Joseph Newgarden on the inside of row 2. He's the reigning Indy Cup Series champ. He's on the board at 12-1. I will tell you this. Talk about going out in style. At 20-1, I do not think Danica Patrick is a crazy play at all. Her best races in NASCAR were in restrictor plate racing, and she finished third, had a chance to win this back in 2009. I think Danica has a real shot to be a factor in this race at a really nice price. 3-time winners Helio Castroneves, which is weird. Tony Kanaan always runs well. He's 10-1. Castroneves always runs well, and he's a 3-time Indy champion looking to make history with his 4th win at 12-1. Castroneves is a pretty nice price, and the defending champ on the inside of row 6 is Takuma Sato. I just think it's a great race, and there's opportunities. Saddle up with one of your guys. I think one of your gals. I think Danica Patrick has a big shot, and I'd probably take a look at Power and Helio Castroneves as the others that I would think would contend deep in this race. Now, we get to the 400-lap, 600-mile Coca-Cola 600, always on Memorial Day weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kevin Harvick, it's a car race. I mean, so many things can go wrong in a car race. He's a 3-time winner of this race. He already has 5 wins this season. Is less than 2-1. He's plus $1.80 for this event. Not for me. I mean, not at that price. Kyle Busch is plus 450. I like Joey Logano at 20-1. I think that's an overlaid price. Logano always seems to put himself in position. And what you want more than anything is survive to have an opportunity in the last 20, 30 laps. Logano is really good at that. Brad Keselowski's at 12-1. Hamlin, 15-1. Martin Truex, winner of this race 2 years ago. And the defending series champ is on the board at 5-1. Kurt Busch is good in restricted plate racing at 25-1. And I think Kyle Larson could have a big say in this at 8-1. But I think Logano's a real nice price play there. Kyle Larson at 8-1. The other guy I take a long, hard look at. One of my favorite days of the year. I love Indy. And then throughout the course of the day, a 600-mile car race takes a while. You'll have options watching that all day and night. We got you covered in Las Vegas for BangTheBook.com. Glad to be with you. Follow along on Twitter at Brian Blessing, at BangTheBook. And we'll be back with you. And we're going to focus on some of the cool events that are coming up in the very near future right here. That's the Stanley Cup Final and the NBA Final.